It was one of the scariest things I've ever experienced. So my friends asked me to house sit and take care of their 2 cats while they went on their honeymoon. I arrived at their house a few hours before they had to head to the airport, so they could show me everything I'd need to do while they were gone, and so the cats could get acclimated to me. When it was time for my friends to head to the airport, I opened the front door so I could wave goodbye. After they drove off, I went back into the house, and the first thing I noticed was the cats were nowhere to be found. I immediately realized that the cats must have snuck out the front door as I was waving goodbye to my friends. I remember thinking, whatever. The cats will either come back or they won't, and I'll just leave before my friends get home and never talk to them again. So I start house sitting and everything is going smoothly. That is, until the sun went down. Once it got dark out, things started to get really weird. I started hearing noises like "Meow" and "Meow." Items I know I placed on the table would later suddenly be on the ground, and every once in a while I'd randomly get the aroma of fecal matter. It was at this moment that I realized the house was fucking haunted. At this point I was getting really scared, and I was also super pissed at my friends for not warning me that they live in a haunted house. The paranormal activity continued throughout the night. I'd be watching TV or going into the kitchen, and these strange white orbs would suddenly fly by, or I'd see a specter coming down the stairs. It was now clear that the haunting wasn't going to stop on its own, so I decided that maybe if I figured out who these ghosts were, I could help them be at peace. Because I was in Boston, I figured that maybe these were the ghosts of Revolutionary War figures, but then I realized that was stupid, so I decided to just go to bed. As I was going up to bed, I heard this horrible sound coming from the basement. It sounded like it was probably the hot water heater. It was making these horrible hissing and growling sounds. As scared as I was, I knew that as the house sitter, it was my responsibility to go check it out. So I start going down the stairs, and I'll never forget what I saw next. It was this horrendous, 4-eyed poltergeist lurking in the shadows. I ran upstairs and got into bed, praying that all of this would end. The sounds continued throughout the night, but thankfully, I was eventually able to fall asleep. I woke up the next morning and my first instinct was that it was all just a nightmare until I noticed the scratches on my arm. The scratches that the ghost had left me to let me know that it was all real. I then went downstairs and both the cats had returned.